Hi, my name is Jimmy Pemberton, and I'm going to show you how to get your Mapex drum kit all set up. We have our boxes here, and we have plenty of room around us. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up every box, and we're going to take everything out. We're going to grab the biggest drum of the bunch, which is our bass drum. We're going to lay it down face first onto the ground here. And the way we know that it's face first is you're going to look at the Mapex logo, or in this case where it says Mapex Storm, and you want to be able to read it when you're looking down at it. So that's how we have it set up here. Then we're going to grab the drum heads for the bass drum, and you'll notice there is a clear drum head that you can see through, as well as a coated drum head that has a white coating over it. We are going to take the clear drum head and we're going to place it on top of the drum. You'll notice it fits nice and smooth. And we're going to match up actually the logo on the bass drum head where it says Mapex to align with the logo on the bass drum. Now that we've done that, we're going to grab our bass drum hoop. We're going to layer that over the clear bass drum head. And we're going to take our tension rods and claws and we're going to put those up around the drum to align with the lug casing just underneath it. So you'll notice as we're setting up our bass drum, when we're putting on our tension rods and bass drum claws, we're putting them on diagonal from each other, sort of like changing a tire. That's just to keep equal tension on the head so we don't have anything lopsided going on. Next, we'll be taking our drum key to apply more tension so we can actually tune the drum. Alright, so now that we've handled the batter side of our bass drum, we are going to flip this thing over and we are going to handle the resonant side. So now we're going to grab that coated drum head and we're going to place it nicely on top of the bass drum. We're going to align that Mapex logo with the logo again on the top of the drum. We're going to take our bass drum hoop, we're going to place that right on top. And then again, just like before, we're going to take our tension rods and bass drum claws and put those on diagonally with equal tension around the drum head. Now that that's all in place, we are going to let down our bass drum spurs to put our drum in a nice stable position. Now that we have the floor tom on the ground in front of us, we're going to take out our drum key and we're going to remove the tension rods to remove both hoops from the drum. We're going to put those to the side for now, and we're going to go get our drum heads for the floor tom. So these are both clear. It doesn't matter which one you use. You're going to take one, you're going to put it on the drum, then you'll take one hoop, you'll place that on the drum as well, and now you'll take your tension rods, and just like before, you will put these on with equal tension diagonally around the drum. Now that that's complete, we're going to flip the drum over and do the same thing to the other side, where we put our drum head on first, then our hoop, and then our tension rods, again, putting them on diagonally with even tension across the drum. Now we'll break out our floor tom legs and we'll put those on the drum and our floor tom is complete. Alright, so now that we have our bass drum and floor tom all set up, we can go ahead and unbox our snare drum and unbag these rack toms. So now that you've unbagged your toms, you're going to notice that you have this nice little wing nut here. You're actually going to take it and then you're going to remove this piece of rubber that was here for shipping. You're going to move that. And you're going to take that wing nut and put it right where that rubber piece was. And this is going to help us mount our toms in a little bit. Now it's time to start unboxing some of the hardware. And up first is the foot pedal. So now that the bass drum pedal is outside of the box, you're going to make one slight adjustment to make it a bit more playable. Then you are going to clamp the bass drum pedal onto the hoop of the bass drum, and you're going to do this on the batter side of the bass drum where you have put your clear bass drum head. So our next step is to unbox the tom holder and mount it on top of the bass drum. Now that our tom holder is mounted on our bass drum, we are going to put our toms in place. We're going to start with the smallest drum first on our left, and then we are going to put the next biggest drum on our right. So now as the kit's coming together, feel free to adjust heights and angles as you go. Another way of doing it is once the person who's actually playing the kit sits down, find out where they feel comfortable and then adjust heights and angles from there. Alright, so the next piece of hardware we're going to open up is our snare stand. So now that we have our snare stand all set up, we're going to put our snare drum on the stand and just make sure that our bottom head and snares aren't hitting the snare stand at all. And once we're good there, we're going to move the snare drum in place. So next up we have our cymbal stands. We have a boom cymbal stand. We have a regular cymbal stand. And we also have our hi-hat stand. As we're putting the hi-hat stand together, the first thing you're gonna need to do is make sure that the foot pedal is tightly secured to the bottom of the stand, like you see here. The next step is to take the hi-hat rod and make sure that it is fully screwed in to the middle portion of the stand. Now you can complete the rest of the stand and we're just about good to go. The final piece of hardware we're going to put together is our drum throne, which is where we're going to sit comfortably behind our drums. The last part of setting up the kit will be putting the cymbals on the cymbal stands. We're going to put a ride cymbal over on our boom stand. We make sure that we always have a piece of felt underneath the cymbal and also between the cymbal and the wing nut. We're going to put a crash cymbal on our straight cymbal stand, and then we're going to put a pair of hi-hats on our hi-hat stand. When it comes to our hi-hat, there should be a piece of felt supporting the bottom cymbal, and then on the hi-hat clutch, you'll see a piece of felt above the cymbal and below the cymbal. Great work, your Mapex Storm kit is now all set up. Only thing left to do is to go have some fun and enjoy playing this beautiful drum set.